Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Sailor Nation Sports. Operation Stay Alive has come to an end.
We made it.
And I tell you what, it's never been a more to stop, to finally be able to finish, Joe.
I can't believe we finally made it here. I'll tell you what, it's amazing. What a run.
Yeah, and not only did we make it here, but we're bringing home some serious hardware, brother.
We are, and I'll tell you what, to do it 2 years in a row, we talked about it during our broadcast from Ford Field, to do it 2 years in a row is nearly unheard of. 0.5% of the teams over all divisions over all the years have ever done it.
That's a 0.5% over 45 years of playoff football, buddy.
That's correct.
And we are only the second public school team in the second largest division to ever do it, other than Martin Luther King.
In Division 1 and 2, that's right.
All right, so Sailor Nation, what a great day to be a Sailor.
So we're going to turn it over to
for these
Principal
boys
Jennifer
or
Bustard
what?
right now.
So tonight
They're going to be able to hear her,
honor
right?
Yep,
all right,
absolutely.
So we're going to turn it over, everybody.
The players,
we'll interject
the
every
coaches,
now and then.
And
so
we are so grateful that we actually get to be here live tonight. And I want a big shout out to Sailor Nation Live for so that all of our community can see this. They have been tremendous partners throughout the season, and they do it for the pure love of Mona Shores Public Schools. So just big shout out to all of you guys. In just a moment, Team 58 is going to march in to Sailor Center, and as they do that, I'm going to ask you to rise, give them lots of cheers if you got your signs or your woo-woos or whatever you want to do. Just let's show them how proud we are. Enjoy tonight. Congratulations, moms, dads, aunts, uncles, grandmas, and grandpas. And without further ado, let's welcome Team 58.
So we've got the team walking in. Coaches are behind them right now, and you've got an itinerary right here.
Yeah.
Why don't you fill us in a little bit what's going on with
Well, we're getting ready to see a nice hype video put together by Mr. Warren Kent and Mr. Drosky from the team.
All right, let's hear it for our boys, Team 58. Oh, yeah. Woohoo!
So Jennifer Bustard is going to keep talking, and we're going to get into the hype video, so that'll be good.
Yep. All right. I'm so pleased that we have gotten a chance to get to do this. In a season that has been starts and stops and pauses, and we got to play in January, the resilience and the perseverance that these boys and coaches and all of you have demonstrated over the last many, many months has been absolutely inspiring to our entire community. And we couldn't be more proud of each and every one of you to gut it out. Every practice, rain, snow, warm, hot, cold, whatever it is, you got it done, and we couldn't thank you enough. Coach Koziak and coaching staff, thank you for giving your personal time, for loving these boys, for always finding a way to get it done on the field and off the field. Wouldn't you agree they're the most remarkable coaching staff in the nation? To our athletic director, Mr. Todd Conrad, he has reworked schedules, I think now 4 times for winter season, and I don't know how many times for fall season. Never, ever complaining or not getting it done Let's give Mr. Todd Conrad a round of applause. One of our favorite things that we like to do is reminisce on how we got here. How did you get to Ford Field? Way back in August, when things were uncertain, this was your journey. Big thanks and shout out to Mr. Drosky for putting it together. Enjoy.
So Mr. Drosky now is going to do a video hype of the season at this point.
It's huge. Some of them got to play decision, and some of them know what it takes to win. Big strength will be experience. You know, you got to have every role to that. You know, like I said before, and I say it again, he's the smartest football kid I've ever coached. As far as knowing what everybody's supposed to be, what they're doing. You know, he can't. He's going to be a great starter. Very good for a lot of guys. Today we're going to talk about football. Earlier this afternoon, the MHSA Representative Council, our board of directors, superintendents, principals, athletic directors, and coaches, made the very difficult decision to postpone football in Michigan until the spring of 2021.
So basically what everybody's doing right now is they're seeing a recap So basically, Joe, what we're doing right now is we're keeping the regular season at this point, game by game, which will be good for everyone to see because, you know, we were limited spectators.
Yeah, we were limited spectators the whole time. And obviously the highlights from each one of these games we were able to fortunately see being there. But anybody that's watching the celebration right now can see that there are a ton of excellent.
Just a lot of highlights to see. And some of the games we couldn't even live stream. We can only do the replays on some of the games too.
That's true. Yep. And we only had the ability to do that on any time that we were away. We had to do the audio only. So
I hope you guys are enjoying watching this, and we'll cut out right now and get back with you in just a little bit.
I don't know what happened. Back to back, Team 58 makes it happen.
Multiple backs to backs too here. You're looking at this district, regional, state, won conferences. I mean, just it goes on and on and on.
And we can even talk about it too, about the fact that this is 18 games in a row that they have won. 18 game winning.
That was certainly a fun video to relive the journey. And at this time, I'm going to turn the mic over to our athletic director, Mr. Todd Conrad.
Okay, thanks. So 14 months ago when we were in here and we were doing this after last year's state championship, I talked a lot about our coaches and our players and how they were sort of the nucleus that got us to where we were. That is just as much true today as it was then. But today, I'd like to just take a minute and kind of talk about some of the things behind the scenes that take place that not a lot of people see, okay? So, you know, our filmers, I know we got some of these guys here, and our equipment guys. Could you guys stand up real quick? Jason and Rick and all you guys. If I'm not sure, is Jimmy here? You know, Dan's up there. Everyone knows who he is because you hear him, you know, in your nightmares sometimes because his voice is everywhere. Mr. McAvoy, I know, go ahead and stand up on our chain gang. He runs our chain gang. He also has a senior on the team. You know, there's just, I mean, you think about our grounds crew, Brandon Bard, I don't know if he's here, and what they have to go through, especially this year to get our field ready, and Kurt Jeffries, I don't know if he's here from our operations department. You know, you think about the last 3 weeks and trying to play football in January, knowing we're going to play outside, and we got to get a practice field ready because we got to be able to practice on grass, and the nightmare that entails to try to keep a practice field ready in January for kids and coaches to go on. And you know, what I heard from everybody was, what do you need and how can I help? The other thing is that, you know, we bust to practice just about, you know, most of the practices. And so sometimes we woke up and we thought, just like in the regular season, we thought we were going to play one team. We ended up playing another team 2 days later. Practice was sometimes we woke up thinking we were going to Whitehall at 4 o'clock and we were really going, you know, somewhere else at 6 o'clock. You know what I mean? So when that happened, you know, all we did, we made a call or an email or a text over to transportation, and Sandy Pipe over at transportation just made it happen, okay? So from every corner of our school district, there are people that you don't know about that work their tails off to make sure that our coaches could focus on coaching, our players could focus on playing. It doesn't look as good as scoring a touchdown or getting a sack on Ford Field on third down to get our defense off the field, but it's vitally important. So if we could just collectively get all those folks a round of applause. And that's also, I think, reflective of our larger community, okay? Last week was a scramble. There's a ton to figure out in a very short period of time. Ticketing was a big issue this year, and it never is. Normally, we just take thousands of people down there. But what I heard from a lot of different people was, give my tickets to somebody else. I'm fine being at home. I know somebody else wants them more. Those sideline passes, normally, they're golden, right? Even more so this year, okay? But, you know, we had school administrators stay home, okay? We had our superintendent, I'm not kidding, he because of a snafu we had that morning, he paid to get into the game, okay? So he paid to go to work on Friday. You know, it's the kind of support that, you know, I think I want you guys to know that goes on behind the scenes. I know I personally, you know, I got a couple emails and notes of encouragement and support from some of you that are here in the room, some of our parents, right? Because I just feel like that's the kind of community we are. On Monday, I put up a GoFundMe page, and within, 45 minutes, we had our needs met, and people were dumping money into it all week long. So we asked, and our community delivers time after time. And the last example I'll give is our state semifinal game against Traverse City Central. You know, we're never going to host, I hope, a state semifinal game on that field in January ever again, okay? And I swear we had a plan. We had a really good plan. And we had our athletes come out all week long, and the boys themselves all week long to try to get the field ready. You saw what happened, and then everything just kind of didn't work out. It's 6 in the morning, and Brandon and I are talking, and we've got, 3-4 inches of heavy wet snow on the field. And so I've got to, do the APB out on social media to everybody. And when you do that, I can tell you, when it's, 7:45 in the morning and it's dark and you're in the press box and you're typing that, I can tell you, you do not know what is going to happen, okay? But time and again, we've got dozens of people. We must have had 100 people out there out on our grass field, clearing it as delicately as they possibly can to try to get it ready to play, and they did in a matter of hours. So our community as a whole, they show up. The people in our school district, they show up. I know that our guys appreciate that. I know that they recognize that, because one of my favorite parts of the last few weeks was, I don't know if it was just the last few weeks of the whole playoff, but Coach Koziak had, I think he had 3 kids at the end of practice talk about someone that inspires them, okay? And they brought up a lot of those people that were behind the scenes that you don't always realize are doing that work. So I know our kids get it, okay? But I thought it was worth mentioning, giving a reminder, because our seniors, we don't always say this at the end of football season, but in a few short months, they're going to graduate, okay? And they're going to be quasi-adults, right? And then a few years after that, they're going to be real adults, all right? And what I'm confident about with this, especially this senior group that has done so much, that has given so much, and put our football program and our athletic department at the level that it's at, is I know that when they have the opportunity as adults, that they're going to seek out young people, and they're going to work behind the scenes to make sure that those kids get the same opportunity that they have had to get the most out of themselves. So, round of applause for our senior class. Last but not least, I get the distinction of introducing our head football coach, Coach Koziak. Come on up, please.
Todd Conrad now.
Thank you so much.
Is introducing head coach Matt Koziak. Should be good.
Coach Conrad, Mr. Conrad touched on a lot of it. There are so many people behind the scenes that help our kids get the best experiences they can. People that deflect the compliments, okay, behind the scenes, and they're not doing it for, hey, look at me and look what I'm doing to help. They just want kids to have the best experience. I tell everybody when I talk to them, I have the best job in the world. I get to work with young people. I hope after watching that video, the very first thing I thought about when I watched that video right there was, holy cow, that was a long season. But 2, our kids play with crazy energy. Okay? If somebody scores a touchdown, you see 11, sometimes 12, 13 dudes running on there celebrating together at the same time, because that's how this group was. And so there's some people I want to thank personally. I used to not have to do this, but I have to now. Let's put on reading glasses. Our support staff, Bill O'Brien, Sue McAvoy, Jennifer Buster, Todd Conrad, the Bard family for, we're going to Ford Field. We're not, what a lot of people don't know is, we fundraise like crazy. Well, with this COVID season, we were really kind of, our hands tied behind our back a little bit, and our support staff said, what do you need? We'll make it happen. At times, we had to take 3 charter buses. Now, charter buses usually hold 57 people. We had 14 people on a charter bus because of how we had the space. So just think about that in terms of, quadrupling what we normally would have to pay for charter buses. And so they were unbelievable. Our parent group that helps with our team dinners, our team breakfasts, everything. I mean, we had more snacks for Ford Field. It was unbelievable. I mean, Gatorades and just everything piled on top. Community members, one thing I'll never forget is what that field looked like that semifinal morning. And I remember showing up, and I think there were 4 people working on it, but I got there early. Coach Conrad posts something Next thing you know, our boys got to walk in for team breakfast with about 30 to 40 people trying to give our kids the best experience they could have to host a semifinal game. It will probably never happen again. I know it will never happen in January again, okay? But for our kids to see that support, you have no idea what that does for inspiration, for our kids seeing that, walking by that, leaf blowers and snow blowers and shoveling. It was just incredible, of all ages, okay, of all ages. There were kids out there this tall, trying to help out. It was just amazing. My family, my beautiful wife, I don't know where she is right now. I can't see. Right there. Stand up, Melissa, please. Please. Thank you. Coaches' wives are something else. My number one fans up there, my mom and my dad right there, up there. Thank you so much. Incredible people. Don't miss a game. My coaches' wives, if you're a coach's wife, please stand up. I know there are Dave's wife up there. Stand up. Okay? Best people in the world, I'm telling you, are coaches' wives for what they, one, have to put up with us, and then two, obviously the time commitment it takes to have a program like our boys have, and we couldn't do it without our coaches' wives. Our coaches, please stand up. Every single one of you, stand up, please. Without question, without a doubt, the best coaching staff in the state of Michigan. There is nobody better than these guys that you see in front of you. Nobody. Parents, okay, we ask a lot of your young people. It takes a lot to be good, all right? And so we ask a lot, and you guys just say, what do you need? What do you need? So all you football parents, which is the majority of you, stand up, please. Every single one of you, stand up. And you guys stand up and give them a huge round of applause. And then lastly, our players. I talked about how much we ask of. I tried to chart down. Now, Drosky did a great job in that video of kind of explaining what a roller coaster this season was. August 14th, let me back that up. I don't think we have any Division I players on our football team yet, okay? Not yet. So how do these guys win so many football games? It's because of their work ethic. Their off-season work ethic is unmatched. On March 13th, what was the date? March 13th, these kids can't go to school anymore. They've got to go home and do it virtually. Okay, so no perfect 13 for us, which is a big thing, training thing for us. These kids just have to go home, no football, and do virtual learning. No summer camps, no veer camp, no 7-on-7s, limited strength training in the summer. They come to two-a-days. August 15th, they tell our kids they're moving football to the spring. Okay, devastating. Devastating to especially our seniors because they don't know what's going to happen. I think that was the hardest part about this year for these kids is the uncertainty of everything. September 7th, football's back on. So these kids have been told football's going to the spring. A couple weeks later, it's back on. Get ready. We're starting with game 4. November 16th, we just beat Caledonia. Football's off. A 3-week pause. To be honest, I didn't think it was coming back. I didn't know how they would. I didn't know the logistics of it behind. It's going to be December and January. How in the world are these kids going to be able to finish? December 21st, football's back on. Okay? Played the regional championship on January 8th at East Lansing. August 14th, January 8th. These kids have practiced football in December and January. No one in the history of high school football has done what these young people had to do. Nobody. They had to get tested every other day, 3 times a week if they were going to play. And they just did it. And they're going to be better sons for it, better fathers for it, better husbands for it, because they've been hit with adversity that's never happened in the history of this game. It's never happened in the history of, high school athletics. And they just, the emotional roller coaster that these young men had to endure was incredible. Incredible. And then on top of that, they had to play football games. Well, let me tell you what they did. This is their resume for this season. They beat the number 1 team in Division III, Muskegon. They beat the number 8 team in Division III, MLK. They beat the number 2 team in Division II, East Lansing. They beat the number 10 team, Division II, Traverse City Central. And they did that being ranked number 1 all year with a bullseye on their back and being the defending Division II state championship. Obviously, they beat a great De La Salle team. They beat 2 teams that made it to the semifinals in Division III. So they beat, their resume, they beat 2 teams that almost both made it to Ford Field. Without a doubt, it's the greatest class in the history of this sport at Mona Shores. They're 12-0, the first undefeated team in the history of the school. They've won 18 games in a row since their last loss was the 53-0 game here, last year to Muskegon. After that, they've won every single game. They're back-to-back state champions. But most importantly, I think this group will have a bond like no other of the journey that they've been through. And I am so fortunate to be able to be part of it. I'm so fortunate and thankful that I see the power in young people. It's just incredible. Bar none, regardless of divisions, this is the best team in the state of Michigan this year. Give them a round of applause. And then in closing, I want to mention Scott DeCamp. Scott, stand up for a second. Come on. Okay. Those great articles you see about our kids and our boys, he is the only guy for MLive in prep sports, and he's got to cover everything. And he's done the last 3 years, since we've been here, he's done an incredible job, and he's one of the classiest guys I know. He's one of the hardest working guys I know. So all those great articles you see, those are from Scott DeCamp, and he doesn't ever get the recognition he deserves. So just give him one more round of applause, please. All right, I'm done talking. So I do want to give a chance for some of our captains to speak. I kind of let them know about 5 minutes ago that they were going to speak. So we'll start. Now, our team captains are our captains. They are voted on by their peers. I have nothing to do. Our coaching staff has nothing to do with who our team captains are going to be. We do a anonymous, pick 4 guys that you want representing your program, representing your school. And these are our 4 guys. We're going to start with number 52, Bryce Sickinga.
Well, I didn't know I was talking, so I just want to say thank you to Sailor Nation for supporting us through this long journey, and thank you to the parents for helping us out. And I want to say thank you to my teammates for picking me as a captain and letting me represent you guys.
So that was Bryce Sickinga, one of the captains of the team.
And a lineman both ways.
Oh, yeah.
Huge
Gary
impact
make it?
on the
Gary
team.
Oh, yeah, huge sack in that championship
Oh,
game.
man.
Beautiful.
3-year starter, number 2, Keandre Pierce.
Another captain coming up. It looks like he may, pick some of the captains, maybe some of the other class.
First, I just want to start off by saying it's an honor to be a captain on this team, representing my teammates and the coaches. And I just want to thank my parents just for bringing me along to this amazing program. I want to thank my coaches, all my coaching staff, Coach James, Coach V, Coach Check, Coach Brott, my whole coaching staff. I want to thank my teammates just for picking me up whenever I'm down or whatever. And I just want to thank Sailor Nation for amazing 4 years. So thank you.
Keandre Pierce and Brady Rose, very, very big friendship over the years that's been highlighted.
Before I mention our
several times.
I do want to thank
articles.
Sailor Sports Nation, all their great coverage on Facebook for those games we couldn't get to, and they're posting it. I mean, they just do an amazing job. They're up here right now filming. Incredible, incredible. And then lastly, number 22, Brady Rose.
So Brady Rose, part of the Brady bunch, I guess, right?
The legend.
Yeah.
First, I'd say I'd like to thank everybody for their support through this crazy pandemic year. And I know everybody didn't get to come to the games like they wanted to, but Sailor Nation made it possible for people to come watch the games from their home and from their couch and from their living room. So, and then Mrs. Bustard and Mr. Conrad and Mr. O'Brien giving us anything we need, just being behind us this whole year and giving us any of the buses we needed, the cold gear that we needed, pretty much anything that we needed to get us through these cold playoff games. So thank you, Sailor Nation.
So a lot of accolades going out to everybody, and you know what? So it takes a community, it takes a village to raise a child.
We're obviously going to get pictures and cake and punch, and I think I'm going to turn the microphone back over to Miss Bustard, and she'll kind of have direction after that. Thank you so much. You guys are unbelievable players with an incredible legacy that they left.
All right, well, we're going to have an opportunity to take some photos with the trophies. We do have cake and cupcakes, and we're going to do our very best to social distance. And when you're having your cake and your punch, if you can spread out, we've got a big gymnasium here, so if you wouldn't mind doing that. Players, your state championship shirts are on that table, and we'll have some team moms pass those out to you. If you didn't get your Rise shirt, we have extras for all of you as well, and there's also some of those rally towels. So again, thanks so much for coming. How about one more round of applause for these awesome guys? Oh yeah.
So this literally is the wrap up of
music.
a long season that started in August. So you go August, September, October, November,
okay, after the
December,
cake, make sure you see Mr. Conrad because he wants you to sign the championship
you,
football that goes into the display case.
But it is
Enjoy
so
this
worth
special
it to
time,
end
guys.
it this
Thanks
way.
so much.
Oh, absolutely.
No better
you
way
could think
to
of
really
a better way
learn.
to end the season with a state championship celebration, but back-to-back state championship celebrations. It's unprecedented in my lifetime. I know that we certainly don't want to go through this again, do we?
No, not this way. That's absolutely certain. So
yeah.
Well, it was nice to be able to be out here, and thank you guys all for. I think we had at least 50, 60 people that were watching us at one particular time. Some of the family and some of the community and support staff were able to be here, be able to enjoy this. And, we're glad you were able to enjoy it. They made some references and gave us some accolades to be able to share some of the games and these events. It really is a pleasure to be able to do that because, again, you mentioned it. It takes a community to support a team. And
in this day and age, it does. There's just so much more involved from when you played. And then when I played back in the 70s, it's just a different world.
Right.
And the high stakes of football is so competitive. It literally is a year-round sport. All sports are year-round right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not just a short period of time. So as we ramp up this season, or the fall sports are slowly coming in, we're not sure about volleyball and swimming is coming. We're going to be in touch. We're going to be working on our winter sports schedule that we'll be getting out soon, right?
Yes, yeah. As soon as we find out when that's actually going to occur, there's still a lot of holds on the winter sports season and everything else. But once we get the opportunity to do that, certainly we'll do our best to bring as much as we can to you out there in Sailor Nation, those that aren't able to make it to each one of the individual contests in person, which we always encourage when it's an opportunity, when it's available. Always make sure that you come to the games because that's where the energy really is. But when you can't, you can always catch it with us.
Yep. We've got some news that we're going to pass on. I was talking to Dan Vandermeid about some potential fundraiser. I'm Nick Davros. It truly has been an honor in these unprecedented times to really reach out to more people than we've ever have in the past, my friend. Especially, you go back to the Muskegon game.
4,500 people now on Sailor Nation. And I'll tell you, it's incredible to have that kind of a following.
So we wish everyone the very, very best. Our thoughts and prayers are with everyone. Practice your social distancing, wash your hand, wear the mask. Hopefully you can get your shot as soon as possible. I'm going this Thursday to get my second shot.
Awesome, outstanding.
And I'm told it's a tough one. So for Sailor Nation Sports Family, we want to thank each and every one of you for allowing us into your homes and your lives, however you did this. Joe, any last thoughts?
No, just thank you. And that's really what it's all about. Appreciate it. And we look forward to the next contest we'll be able to bring to you.
Have a great evening and a great week coming up, everyone. So good night, and thank you very much.